It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Friday. A very crazy aftermath of the storm.
Yep.
Friday, May 17, 2024, 6:02 a.m. The gang is all here, minus one. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, Ahmad. Sam is taking care of what happened in her neighborhood as we were all affected yesterday by that insanity that was.
All of Houston. I mean, think about it.
No warning. Did we even know that it was going to rain yesterday?
Well, I mean, yes.
Just heard
yeah,
rain
not
was
that
coming.
bad.
I just heard rain was coming.
I saw the
Heavy
alert
rain.
on my
Yes.
phone, and I was like, no.
Nothing
it's
about a
not
tornado.
really.
No, but when I saw
Same.
warning, Kev, I go,
Yeah.
wait, watch is different than warning.
Warning is
and then, like,
serious.
in 5 minutes, it was black. And I was like, oh, my God.
So the
What was
storms,
happening?
the storms killed 4 people.
And damaged, and hundreds of thousands
I thought
of
I was
going to
die. I thought I was done for. When I felt the pressure in my house start to pull me, like pull my ears, I was like, this is it. You know, you see it, you hear about it on TV. Like, I heard the pressure, I felt the pressure, and it just ripped the whole house off.
Yeah, when a
that's
tornado was
what.
coming.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
You
The
have to tell
house
your
next
story.
to me
You have to
is
tell everything.
gone. I'll tell it
Completely
yeah,
gone.
It's gone.
We're going to get into all the stuff that you need to know. We've got all the latest updates, everything.
Throughout the morning, we will hear your stories, and we will try and give you as much information as we can about what we know and where to go if you are looking for some salvation from a devastated area. We're just going to
Shelter.
go into shelter mode here on the Roula and Ryan Show for a lot of people who don't have power. Maybe they have a tree in their house.
Close to
on their
800,000
cars,
people right now without
in
power.
their
The only information
businesses.
they get is from the radio.
Yeah.
if it's got power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're in your car, maybe
A
for
lot of
some
people
AC.
are in their car. and
You're listening to us. Okay, now look, usually on Fridays, we play part of what happened on yesterday's Roula and Ryan's Roses, and then we pick it up live. We're still going to do that just for the sake of, if you did hear the first part, you're like,
Just
okay,
give
what
it to
happened?
them and then-
Where's the continuation of the story? Well, here it is. Oh, Harry
104.1
Styles.
KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. The morning after that storm.
That we did not really know was coming.
None
I'm
of
sorry,
us.
I just had no idea it was even going to rain yesterday.
I knew
we
rain.
were
I knew it
so
was gonna be
focused
heavy
on
rain.
Bailey Day, and I just was focused all about Texas Children's Hospital and Bailey, thinking everything was so awesome when I left here. Everyone's in a good mood. We raised money for Houston's Little Heroes. I didn't even pay attention to any kind of report or any kind of story that it might get rainy.
It was
Is
more
it
than
weird?
rainy. So the mayor
Yeah,
has
wind.
confirmed the following. So the mayor, Mayor Whitmire, has confirmed 4 people were killed. He asked Houstonians to stay home. If you're not an essential worker, do not go into work. We had a storm with 100-mile-per-hour winds. That's the equivalent of Hurricane Ike. Let's see. The damage downtown is considerable. He said, do not drive downtown.
Because there's so many buildings that had the glass windows blown out.
Blown
Where did the
out.
glass go? There are so many cars that are destroyed. It really
Hundreds
this
of
has
windows,
rivaled this like
hundreds.
3-hour window of chaos has rivaled what people lived through with some of our bigger storms that have come through Houston. And Kevin was saying how he couldn't even get through. You had live wires down in your neighborhood, right? So you're trying to call,
It's
and
everyone
it's such an
happened to you.
overwhelming thing.
Yes, and if you can text me, I've already tried a 713 whatever 207-2222 for
That's
center
the point
point
number?
for the
Okay.
down power lines, and because I have down power lines in my backyard, I'll get to that, and they just hang up on me. So
And then,
if
how about 311? Usually we use that number.
okay, so 37530. If you know what to do with these down power lines, I'm sure the entire part of the Heights where I'm in is down
They're
power
bringing
lines.
in a lot of
Yes.
troops from
It-
other states.
They're
and
bringing in
cities.
1,500.
The tree came down in my
Assistance
backyard
crews.
and literally ripped the lines off of my house. So I will be out of power for a really long time. I have a generator. I got the generator from the other house, and then the breaker kept popping on it. So here's another. If anyone knows how to fix that, let me know. All right, so here's what happened to me. It was the scariest day of my life. I got the little warning on my phone, so I was like, yeah, right. And then I saw it get dark outside, and I called my husband. I was like, hey, where are you? Because he was on his way home. He's like, I'm going to pull underneath the overpass. I was like, all right, yeah, stay there. And then the wind picks up, and I grabbed this dog that we're watching, that we're babysitting,
From
and
Rover.
we go underneath of the stairs. and I closed. Of course, underneath the stairs is all full of crap. So I'm throwing the crap. I'm like, get the crap out of here.
Everyone has that under their stairs.
Everybody just hide it under the stairs. Close the door.
So I close the door, and then I feel the house shaking, and then I feel what everyone talks about, the pressure. It's like when you feel the pressure, that means your roof is coming off probably. So I'm crying at this point in time, and I'm trying to call Booster back, and I'm holding this dog in my arms, and dog's trembling. I'm crying. I'm trying to call Booster. The phone's not working. The house is shaking. I feel like the roof is going to come off. So then it kind of calmed down a little bit, and Booster and I are like crying on the phone to one another, and then I was like, okay, I think it's passed a little bit, and so I just walked to the back window, and I saw it. The tree came down on top of my truck and took down those wires. If Booster's car was back there, his car would have been annihilated.
At
the
this
wires.
point, was your power still on, or was it flickering?
No,
or
it was no power because it had ripped those
pulled that
wires
out?
off of my house, and it put the wires on top of my truck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man!
So now, not only can I not get to my truck, but there's maybe live wires up on there.
How in the world? I mean, how'd you get in here this morning?
Right. Well, so I have a lot of electricity testers and whatnot because I do a lot of remodeling. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could get my electricity sniffer and take it out there. And they were all dead. All the lines are dead. So I pulled my truck out of there safely, and the wires are still laying back there.
You look at just scratches and stuff.
Dude, that's really lucky you had that thing, because some people would just try that without having a device you had.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the danger
Then you get
happens there. You get shocked and
electrocuted.
electrocuted.
Down
so
wires,
the
no
fact that you
joke.
were able to test
don't
that,
get
you're
near
really
'em.
lucky. I'm glad they were dead to get your truck out.
I drove all the way to Sharpstown to get that generator. You know, I'm like, hey, renters, can I get in the garage and get my generator out of there? Do you mind? So we get it home, and then this son of a gun
And how are
just
their houses?
kept popping that breaker. Okay, so
they have
both of my
power?
rental houses are okay. And you know what? I'm glad that it's my house that's screwed up and not my rentals, because I'd feel so bad if there's, 4 people from out of town with no power for this whole week in
I
my
gotta
rental.
give Sharpstown a shout out, because in every storm that we've lived through, Ike or Harvey, or I grew up in Sharpstown. Sharpstown usually holds their power. They do hold their power. They have
do.
power now.
That's what Booster said.
Not
He was like,
everywhere,
I
but-
bet you the power's still on.
Yeah.
So I got on my app to check the Nest thermostat. Sure enough, it's running just fine.
Yeah. So it was a
scary. How long were you
terrifying
under
time.
the stairs, do you think?
Oh, probably
10 minutes,
about
20 minutes,
Probably
an hour?
about 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes. We stayed down underneath there, on and off, because it'd pick up and then it'd die down,
Yeah.
and pick up and die down again. And then when I came out, finally went outside, the house across the street was smashed. It was under construction.
no.
It was almost built, but
Oh,
it
it
didn't
was-
have doors yet.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So it is flattened.
Well, yeah, because of the wind ripped
It
right
ripped
through
up
that
it and
thing.
flattened it out. And
Wow.
so
So it's completely gone.
every single road around my house is completely blocked with trees. The only reason I got out is because I guess someone took a chainsaw to one of them. I went and got my other big chainsaw. So now, as soon as I get off the air, I'm going to go home and start chainsawing stuff. Y'all, I have a wedding I have to spin at tonight and a gala I have to work tomorrow. So I don't
What's
know.
the weather
I
going
don't
to be
know.
like tomorrow? Hot?
It's
It's
gonna be
going to be
great.
hot. It's
I'm
going to
gonna-
be
it's 95
sunshine
all
and
week.
95
Yeah,
during the
no
weekend.
AC.
So and a lot of the city is not going to have power for several days. Now, by the way, you mentioned the downed trees. So if you spot like a gigantic tree blocking the road, call 311 to report that. That's the number you dial. 911, obviously, if you feel like you're in danger. But the downed trees, that's 311.
You got to be careful today, too, because trees are standing, but the
They're
ground's
not
so wet.
solid. Yeah.
Oh, they could fall over.
Yeah, so be careful.
That was 2 houses down from us. A tree, and these trees are like 150-year-old. They're gigantic, majestic trees. Down, smashed through the roof, completely
Eric, people-
exposed the outside, the upstairs to the
Yeah, so many
outside.
trees were. I mean, if I had a lot of friends in different circles texting, we're texting each other, make sure they're okay in their areas, and I had at least 2 friends saying, "Thank God I had my trees like trimmed last week." A couple people had their trees trimmed. Otherwise,
branches.
those would be in their houses. There's giant piece of a tree landed in my front yard, not on my car, not in my windows.
Yeah.
Perfectly in my front yard. We were so lucky. But Eric, people were texting because they know you live in a high rise. What happened with your high rise? All these windows have been
It's
blown out
scary
of
'cause
tall
it's all
buildings.
windows. I had to just lower all the shades to try and keep, but I want to keep one open so I can kind of see.
Yeah,
it's
don't you go to
coming.
like the inside rooms or
Yeah.
something like that?
I made a bedroom inside the movie room,
Yeah.
so I'd put everyone in there. I stayed out to look because
Could
one
you
side.
feel
Oh yeah,
like the
'cause
building sway?
They say the windows are made for up to 150 miles per hour.
Well, it was 100 miles an hour.
and it was shaking and
Scary.
loud because I've been up there before during some of the hurricanes. where you could feel the building like sway. This one, because I'm up like 20 floors. So, but I could see like NRG way, and that way was bright. And then I walked over to the other part of the house, looking towards
It looked like hell.
Galleria 290, looking that way north.
It was dark.
And it was dark. I'm like, what? Just two,
And being that
mile
high
away,
up,
so it was,
Eric, like the rain
scary.
when it was coming sideways, did you fear that it was going to I don't know. I'd have been scared like it come through the seals of my windows. Like, oh my God, we're so high up here. We're right in it.
That's when you know it's bad. Like I couldn't see Williams Tower. I couldn't see anything.
It was that
Just so
dense
much
a coverage.
And plus the wind really kicks up in a high rise. Down below, it's windy as it is when you park your car.
Crazy.
So for all the
then I saw on TV all those windows blowing out.
Yes.
Yeah,
downtown. I'm like, oh crap. But I think my building was made in like 81. I think back then they made buildings. That's when they really knew how to make
Yes,
buildings.
yeah, solid.
My in-laws live in a high rise, but their power goes out all the time.
Yeah.
It's like new and expensive. I'm like, come to my dump.
one of the buildings downtown that was damaged was the Centerpoint building. The downtown
damn.
Centerpoint building has been damaged.
Oh, man.
Yes. And the majority of outages have been reported northwest Houston, inside and outside of 610. Here's something to know. If you have been without power for X amount of time. So I went to the CDC website. These are tips that they say. After 4 hours without power, you need to throw out your perishable foods, meat, fish, cut fruits, vegetables, eggs, milk, leftovers. Throw out anything with an odor, obviously.
But what if it was okay? So
If you
all
keep
my
the door
freezer stuff
closed.
If
was
it drops
completely
below
frozen.
40 degrees,
Yeah.
and it's been without power
But he's saying fridge, not freezer.
for 4
Okay,
hours.
well, I never opened my refrigerator either.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Until this morning.
Yeah, if you keep the door closed, it holds a little bit longer, but I don't
But
know
you
if
got
it's
an
going
iron
to go
stomach. You
past.
can-
I do all of my refrigerator and freezer contents are in the KRBE refrigerator and
Let's go
freezer.
make some lunch,
since
guys.
my
Let's get
since my
power here.
generator wouldn't work for me.
That's why we have that old cooler in the kitchen.
Yeah, that old ass cooler is mine.
And you brought all that food.
I don't see that.
Yes, that was me. This morning in the
I'm going
dark
to buy you a Yeti. I
by
think.
candlelight,
Yeah, I
I
got an
put it
extra
all
Yeti.
in there.
To have
Well, 713-390-KRBE if you want to share with us what happened in your neighborhood yesterday. We always do open phone Fridays anyway at this time.
a different
So we'll
kind.
talk to you at 713-390-KRBE next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
More of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Open
All right,
phone
the
Friday.
morning after that severe storm, it has taken the lives of 4 people in Houston, about 800,000 people right now without power.
And we don't have an answer on when it gets restored because the fact that so many towers got torn down in that wind yesterday and Centerpoint's own building was damaged. So I know it's going to be a tough time
They
for
are
the next
bringing
48
in,
hours. That's
Roula,
for
they're
sure.
bringing in 1,500 mutual
Linemen.
assistant crews from outside of
On
Houston.
our own show, Sam had trees hit her house.
Yeah, that's why Sam's not here.
Kevin lost all of his power. That tree hit.
The
took
tree
everything
hit
out.
my truck and took out my power lines probably for the next week.
We were lucky. Most of us were home. Ahmad got home just in time from Uber.
I just feel like we
Yeah.
had a guardian angel.
Yeah,
we
did-
have these like 150-year-old trees that are like 150 feet tall in the backyard.
You're still not out of the woods yet.
Two of them came down.
Right, because we don't know what's not solid and what's structuring
Yeah.
us
If
out.
If people start going out there with chainsaws, be careful.
That's for sure. 'Cause
Oh,
you
especially in
don't
the
want-
dark and around power lines.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Oh,
what you're
please
supposed to
look out
do
for
if
power
you
lines.
see any debris or down trees, call 311 to report that.
713-390-KRBE is our phone number, so you can tell us what happened in your world yesterday, like what in your neighborhood. Yoli's up first. Good morning, Yoli.
Good morning, guys. How
Hi,
are
Yoli.
you?
How you
we're
doing?
happy
Hey,
that we're
we're
here.
okay.
Where were you yesterday when that storm hit?
Well, I started in Conroe. We get off at 5. We didn't leave the building till 5:40 because everything was really bad on this side of town.
Uh-huh.
Head up, get on the Expressway 45 South. Took forever, an hour to commute. Finally get to my destination, like Kirkendall and Lowetta area in Spring.
Okay.
And get to my complex, get ready to make a right. There's somebody goes through the gate closes. I get stuck on oncoming traffic, coming towards my way. Finally turn in, the power goes out. I cannot get into the complex.
Oh,
It's so close.
I reversed. Yes. It was like, okay, I reversed into an emergency parking spot that's in front, and I'm waiting.
Yeah, when
All
you get to
this
that point. Go ahead.
Wind, I parked, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll wait till it passes, and
Yeah.
I'll get, No, the wind starts blowing, and I've got the car on park. The car is moving like if it were on neutral. I'm thinking,
my.
holy mackerel. The wind is just gusting from the back. And I'm like, it feels like I'm rolling, but I'm not. That was the scary part. All of a sudden, it's just like, whoop, it just stopped. Everything cleared up. And I'm like, this is insane. So
how
to say
dark
this
did
much-
it get, Yoli, in that time when it was that way? Because I mean, it's the darkness that shocked so many people. How fast it got dark.
Yeah, it looked like the day of the eclipse. That it
Yes,
that's how dark
exactly
it
right,
was.
Yoli. I'm glad you said that because I told my husband that. I go, whoa. Something's happening outside. What is happening right now? Okay, so you're in the darkness of the eclipse, and you're just in your car, right? You weren't going to get out. So
I have nowhere to go.
Right.
My husband's calling me. He goes, "We just lost power." I said, "Yeah, I'm at the gate. I know. I saw when it flicked off." And I can't get in. And on that, when we get through, finally, they have one of the poor maintenance guys. They have the hardest jobs ever. They had to come and crank the gate open by hand. Poor guy. The parking lot's flooded. We're rolling through this, and I'm like, okay, get to the house, still no power. To this morning, we have no power.
Right.
No air, no nothing. So we got kids, my husband, on dialysis. They called him, you can't come in. We have no power. So hopefully this gets taken care of quickly so we can all be safe.
Well, let us know how things go, okay?
And we're glad you are
Love
safe
you guys
for now.
and listen to you all the time coming into work. I appreciate you guys, and y'all stay safe.
Thank you,
You too.
Yoli.
Thank you so
too,
much.
honey. Take care. I hope you get power sooner than later with every single person who's out sweating it out in their houses right now. Stacey's up next at 713-390-KRBE. Stacey, how did you weather the storm? Where were you?
Yes, I was on 290 at about 6 o'clock to go pick up my 1-year-old from the sitter. Everything was fine at that point. We're coming back, and his father works off of 290 in Bingo Lake, that same area.
Mm-hmm.
So he FaceTimes me when I'm like in the Heights area, and he's like, "It's dark. There's wind everywhere. The door to his shop swung open on its own." So I'm like, "What the heck?" So he FaceTimes me, and I'm seeing like it's pitch black where he's at, but it's like fine where we're at in the Heights. So I'm like, okay, I'm actually racing against this storm. I have my son in the back, so I'm like trying to get through traffic. I finally get off of like Navigation where we live in East Downtown, and it just slams us. I mean, it got super dark. There was like green lightning. I couldn't see a thing. I'm freaking out because I have my son in the back seat. It was so scary because we ended up next to a construction site of a high rise, and there was stuff flying everywhere. Like there was planks of wood hitting my car. It was stuff everywhere, and I did not know if we were going to make it home. But we have a parking garage at home, so I was like, I have to get there. And I was basically just making it home by memory because I could not see anything. And there's so much construction on Navigation that there were construction barrels, just being thrown left and right. It was like, It was like a movie. Like a video game. I don't know how to explain it, but I hit a few of those, but I'm just like determined to get home. So we finally get home. And our gate is electric. So, like, the last lady, we couldn't get into the gate, but apparently some guy decided that he was going to leave and then turn around and just changed his mind. So he hopped out of his car. He's running around trying to figure out how to get in the gate. I flag him down. I open my door. I'm getting, like, sloshed with rain. I'm like, hey, jump in my car. Like, I can tell you how to get in the gate. So he jumps in. I'm like, look, there is a manual way to get in the gate. You just have to hop over and, hit the button or whatever. There's like a manual lever. And so he jumps over the gate. Poor thing. It's a really tall gate. And he was just like, with all his might trying to pull the gate open. He gets stuck halfway. He tries again. It opens up. We finally get into the parking garage. I back into my spot. And my son, the whole time, he's asleep. And as soon as we park, he wakes up. And he's just like, fine. But it was so scary. You don't think that these things would happen. I've been a native Houstonian my whole life. I'm almost 30 years old. And I've never seen anything like that.
No, I've never had that feeling before this storm. It was the most frightening thing, and it happened so quickly, and then it was over so quickly.
Because hurricanes, you feel, we got 3 days, we got 2
and
days.
we're prepping for hurricanes, and we know, like, try and be home. Here's when the eye of the storm is coming. We're going to get the dirty side, this thing.
That's
Stacey,
exactly it.
You resonate with so many
Feel so
people's
bad for
feelings
you.
because I can only imagine how terrified you are with your 1-year-old in the car. You are one of many voices of people who are like, what is happening? I'm just stuck out here like a sitting duck. And it was just terrifying. We're so glad you're okay. Thank you so much for calling and telling us your story. Hug that sweet baby. Big kisses.
Thank God everybody's okay.
And we
Remember,
are so happy you're okay.
y'all,
Take care,
there were
sweetie.
winds.
Thank you.
100 miles an hour yesterday. 100 miles an hour. This is the same level winds that we had with Hurricane Ike. That's how severe this storm was. But unlike Ike, we are actually kind of prepared for that. We weren't prepared for this.
After 7, instead of doing a prank call, we're going to take more calls.
Yeah.
But we had one more call real quick.
Chastity's on the line.
It's your birthday today.
Chastity, it's your birthday. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Happy birthday on this crazy day.
Thank you.
Happy
it is my birthday, and also I am newly single. So,
whoa.
What's going on there? How long were you not single?
2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So did this all fall apart yesterday during this storm?
He left you and you're like, I'm going to trust him.
No. About a month ago, but I'm newly single, so my friends are taking me out tonight and tomorrow night, so I'm going to have a fantastic birthday weekend.
You've been out all
It
weekend.
had to start with Roula and Ryan Show.
Of course it did. Thank you so much, Chastity. Gosh,
You've been out all week. I've been noticing on social media. She's been partying every night.
Did you ever get lunch with Roula?
No, we haven't done our lunch yet.
I did not, Roula, yet. We haven't connected yet, but we will.
No, yeah, especially if it's your birthday, but today's maybe not the best day.
Yeah.
Because
Next week.
we got a little
The
bit more
mayor is
priority of
asking
stuff.
people, unless you're an essential worker, stay off the roads.
Yeah, because there's so many trees down, and the red lights are either blinking or they're completely out on Gessner going towards I-10.
And there's a lot of debris on the road that you don't want to be out. Like, even just to kind of check it out, you're like, oh, I'm just so curious. There might be glass or nails or debris or something that pops your tires, and then you're stuck somewhere.
Like they said, Stacey said earlier, that building was just stuff flying, so you got all kinds of
the
things.
construction
going.
barrels
Metal.
on navigation. Okay, 713-390-KRBE is our phone number. Chastity, happy birthday. I hope you can enjoy it with your
Stay
friends
safe.
as you celebrate your new singlehood. And we're going to take more of your calls next on the Roula and Ryan Show.